Agentic AI, Business Rules Engine, an enterprise-grade platform for defining, evaluating, and governing business rules, built on Spring Boot 3.4 and Java 21. Behind a single API call sit 8 microservices, an API gateway on port 8080, an orchestrator that drives a 5-step pipeline, and specialized services for rule evaluation, rule management, natural language generation, context enrichment, safety validation, and compliance auditing. In this walkthrough, we will run the live dashboard end-to-end. Orchestration, AI rule generation, regulatory compliance, safety validation, and the audit trail. Chapter 1. The Orchestrate Workflow. We start on the Orchestrate Workflow panel, the front door to the 5-step pipeline. The rule itself is plain JSON. Field, amount. Operator, greater than. Value, 10,000. Underneath it, the input data. An amount of 15,000 from the US region. Add a user ID dashboard-user, which ties every evaluation back to an identity in the audit log. Clicking Execute, pipeline sends one post request to the API gateway, which hands the work to the orchestrator service. In a single round trip, the pipeline answers. The rule evaluated true. The risk level is low. And safety validation pass. The response body shows what the agent actually did. Context enrichment attached to user profile. Gold tier. A credit limit of 100,000. KYC complete. And 2-factor authentication enabled. It also pulled transaction history, an average transaction of 9,000, a 30-day maximum of 18,000, 12 transactions in the last month, and a deviation of 1.67 times the norm with no velocity alert. The rule engine never sees a bare number, it sees a number in context. Chapter 2. The AI Rule Generator. Not everybody wants to write JSON. The Rule Generator takes plain English and returns a structured rule. Here the prompt describes flagging transactions above 50,000 where the region is the EU. The example chips cover the patterns most teams need. Simple thresholds, numeric ranges, string matching, and composite and conditions across 2 fields. Reject if age less than 18 becomes a clean rule object. Field, age. Operator, less than. Value, 18. The field and the operator are both inferred by the AI agent service. Chapter 3. Compliance Check. The Compliance Check panel tests one rule against 4 regulatory frameworks at once. DDI, CZDI, HIPAA, and NIST. For this test, we use a rule that reads a diagnosis field. The verdict comes back immediately. DBA passes and so does CCBA. There is no personally identifiable information in the rule. HIPAA fails. Diagnosis is protected health information, so the report demands AES, 256 encryption at rest and in transit, role-based access control, and a minimum necessary review. Overall risk, high. Chapter 4. The Safety Validator. The Safety Validator is the last gate before a rule reaches production. It scores risk, detects injection patterns, and blocks access to restricted fields. This rule tries to match on a social security number. Status, failed. Risk level, high. Risk score, 30. SSN is flagged as a highly sensitive field that should never appear in a business rule, so the rule is blocked, and the recommendation is explicit. The violation must be resolved before this rule can be deployed. Chapter 5. The Audit Dashboard. Everything the pipeline does is persisted. The dashboard opens with a live count of total events and a risk breakdown across critical, high, and low. Below it, the recent events table, timestamp, event type, result, risk level, and the user responsible for each evaluation. This is the evidence trail that auditors ask for. That is the complete loop. Describe a rule in English, evaluate it against enriched context, test it against regulation, block it if it is unsafe, and log it permanently. 8 microservices. 1 API call. The Agentic AI. Business Rules Engine.